Like we got somebody. It's going on. Good to see you. Somebody in YouTube. Somebody's actually in TikTok as well. We've got people starting to come in. What's going on, Zork? What's going on, Chris? Melissa, how are you? Tiffany, how are you? Stephen J joining the house. Looks like TikTok is taking an early lead on letting people know that we're live. Start smashing that button. Am I from Buffalo? I lived in Buffalo for about 10 years. The best years, kind of, sort of. Moved to Buffalo in 1988 to go to University of Buffalo, UB. Stayed there till about 2000. We'll be heading back late August for some time. Hey, Pixie, how are you? What's going on, Tom? Native Rochesterian. I lived in Rochester too. When I left Buffalo, I got married and we moved to Chili. So I know both Rochester and Buffalo. Those of you on YouTube, let me know how the camera looks. I just bought a new camera because I absolutely hated my old camera. No, this is live, Doreen. I bought a new webcam and I wanted to try it out. So I figured I would. I haven't been live on TikTok in quite some time. So I decided to go live on TikTok and on YouTube. Because anytime I go live, I'll jump on YouTube. Not much, Kristen. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Just like I said, bought a new camera and decided to come on and say, hey, sound is good. Things are good. That's cool. Yeah. Day was good. Those of you in the Florida region, Doreen, how's the weather down there? Hope things are good. Hey, Aaron from Mooresville. Looks like Deb or whatever her name is coming up our way next. Looks and sounds better. Good. I was hoping. Yeah, the tornado, the hurricane, was it Hurricane Deb, the fourth major hurricane of the year, making her way to the Carolinas on Thursday, but it just left you guys. Hopefully everybody's doing all right. Everybody in the path stay safe. You thought I was the guy from the Wonder Years? Well, Gen Xer, so I guess we're all kind of like the guys from the Wonder Years because they were the best years ever. Mary, how are you? Hey, Patty from New York. Good to see you. Sky Pirano, appreciate that. Tornado went through Buffalo today. I heard that. My friend Mary told me. I went online and saw pictures that Buffalo got a tornado today. That's crazy. Wow. Because we always used to joke the Buffalo got a lot of snow. And the weather kind of sucks and short summers and all that bad stuff. But the good thing is it never got tornadoes. It never got things like that. And now it got that. Grayson, what's going on, my friend? I did try to call you back, buddy. Just so you know, over on YouTube, we have a fellow Gen Xer, Zennial, that we do some stuff with from time to time when I'm fortunate enough to. Yeah, buddy, you called me. I did try to return your call. Literally seconds after you called me, and it's you didn't pick up. No injuries. Said the same today. Let's see if I can. There, that's better. YouTube was a little low, but that looks better to me. I thought TikTok was banned, only YouTube. No, TikTok's not banned yet. It's coming supposedly, but we'll see. So how's everybody doing? I'm doing well. I actually joined a new gym today. Making a is Kamala Gen X. Technically, all politics aside, I think she was born in 1964. So technically, based on the way sociologists break down the years, no, she is actually a baby boomer. One of the youngest baby boomers, the youngest baby boomer, but still a baby boomer. It's so hot here, my Rubik's Cube melted, somebody said. But yeah, I joined a gym. 54 years old. I'm going to do my level best to get into really good shape again, and try to do it. Are you guys working out? How are you guys doing it? So I was reading the other day that we are now kind of like the freshman class of the old people. So we, in our 40s, you're like the senior class of the young people. You are the oldest young people out there when you are in your 40s. Now that some of us are hitting our 50s, we are kind of like the freshman class. We're no longer the old young people. We're now the young old people. But technically, hey, Sheila, good to see you. Technically, we're old now. Young old, but when we're talking about senior communities and who they allow in and stuff, that's 55 and older. AARP starts sending us that card. What's going on, John Majukin? At 50. So we got to own it a little bit. but we're the young old people. And Patty over on TikTok said she doesn't consider herself old. I don't consider myself old either. But what are you guys doing? Are you hitting the gym? Guys, are you out there? John, are you lifting weights? I saw, I think Doreen said she's doing yoga. Is anybody running? Is anybody lift? Yes, true. Kelly Michelle is right. You can be 18 and get ARP now, but they start marketing to you at around 50. What are you guys doing? What does it feel like? What does it look like? Doreen says work, cook, clean, sleep, and repeat. Pixie Dusted says rowing machine and light weights. Rain says walking is easy and effective. It is, but I like to pick heavy things up and put them back down again. I really want to get tone, and I want to see muscle tone come back. I'm starting to see that I'm not as toned as I used to be. And really, that's only started happening this year that I noticed I'm losing muscle tone. So I think running is great, hard on the knees, as MJ just said. Swimming is awesome. Walking is still good. All that stuff is fine. But at the end of the day, I think I have to lift weight in order to get things working the way I want it to work. Amy is, how old are you, Amy? So I've got Amy over on TikTok, who is a Gen X mom. She says, I will either acknowledge her presence or she will leave. That is like the least Gen X thing I've ever seen. I appreciate you being here. I'm glad you're here. But there's also 86 and another 140. There's 200 other people here, so I'll do my level best. But yeah, that was weird. Do I still have my green machine? Brian, I never got a green machine. Green machine falls under the category of toys I wanted, asked for, and never got. I got a big wheel, but it was a used hand-me-down big wheel. Never got a green machine. Did you know some international recruitment agents sending word? Okay. Did not know that, D. The Batwing underarm flab. Yeah, it's not quite that bad, Kristen, but I don't want it to get there. So I'm going to start working out. Today, there's this gym, Crunch Gym, that I went to, Crunch Fitness. My daughter goes there, so I'll be able to, thank you for the follow. I'll be able to work out with her. I thought about going to the YMCA, but the silver sneakers, actual old people are like running rampant through the YMCA. Because I guess if you are old enough that you are getting Medicare, then Silver Sneakers pays for YMCA. So I'm like, that was too old. Auntie, I did hear that the Buffalo got hit with the tornado today. Thankfully, I heard no one was injured. It looked like a fairly skinny tornado, not a lot of damage, I'm hoping. But so I'm going to start working out. You may actually even see some content centered around working out. If you guys have diet things that work for you, protein powders that work for you, I'll take any and all suggestions. Because I really do. I want to take my last best shot at once again maybe for the last time being in really, really good shape. Go Bills, and you will be acknowledged. That's probably not wrong, Sammy. Mark, 1970 Gen X there. Maranatha, 1777. Hello, good to see you. Sheila says, funny, this is the subject. I was talking to my mom about needing to go to the gym. I've lost all the muscle that Staten gave me. Bucolic Buffalo, thank you. My workout equipment turns into clothes cracks. I really want, so here's the funny thing. I am a little bit of a reality show junkie. My wife and I, that's kind of what we watch when we want to turn our brains off. D-Ray says Weight Watchers. Weight's not really a big deal for me yet. Are you saying it should be? Intermittent fasting can get my weight back where I want it. But we watch this thing called Plathville. And there is the patriarch of the show, of these loonies, of these weirdos, is like 55 or 56 years old. And he's going through a divorce, and he started going to the gym. And when I tell you, if you get nothing else out of this show, besides the fact that they are fundamentalists and it's a little weird, but it's enjoyable. But here's the deal. The dad, the 55, 56-year-old, started going to the gym, and dude, he is jacked. He is like mad jacked. And I'm like, well, maybe I still have a chance. Maybe I still have time to get into the best shape of my life. So I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see. Low carb, Cindy, I would love to do it, but I will not give up bread. What do I do with intermittent fasting? 18-6. That's exactly right, Only Lou. Working out, get a good exercise bike, something low impact. That's a good idea. But again, for me, I think I need to lift the weight. I want to continue to see the effects of muscle growing back on my body again. I did go to my annual physical. Doctor said I'm doing well. Doctor said my weight's got to come down a little bit. I said that I thought my knees were getting bad. He did some tests. It's not. It's my weight. If I dropped 20 pounds, he said my weight will feel just, my knees will feel just like what they were when I was young. So that said, that's what I did today. I'm working on getting a good exercise bike. Exercise bikes are great. That's why I like the gym, though, because I can go on the exercise bike. First of all, I hate cardio. Let me put it this way. I fucking hate cardio. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I've done HIIT workouts. I mean, I just like to pick heavy things up and put them down. It's really just about benching and doing some cable work. And that's what I like. Pool, Amy, I do in the summer. I do like swimming. I just haven't done much of it. But yeah, I'm going to start getting into the pool. We still have the pool open for another couple months. 2 years ago, I was really dedicated to the pool. I was doing about 50 laps a day. So I was pretty good at it. But again, swimming didn't give me the muscle tone I want to see. It's good. It's good for a lot of things, but I kind of want to see some muscle. So there's that. Go Bills from West Seneca. Here's the other thing. Do I have a P.O. box? If so, how many garden hoses have I gotten? I should get a P.O. box. People have sent me stuff. They ask me for my address. I give it to them. Here's why that might sound crazy to you, but I am literally the only John Kotrides in the United States. If you look up my name, it's going to be me. It's going to be me every single fucking time. I'm the only one with my name in the entire country. So if anybody was dedicating to wanting to find where I am, they can find me. So I don't worry about it too much. My buddy's YouTube channel under the name T-Max Sync, Pat McNamara. Cool. I will check that out. Our parents give me a flexible flyer sled. My parents didn't give me a whole heck of a lot. My parents gave me a roof over my head, food in my stomach, clothes on my back. We had great Christmases, good birthdays, but ancillary extra stuff just on a daily, regular basis wasn't such a big deal. That's what jobs were for. And we had jobs. By the time I was 10, I was working at my parents' diner. By 14, I had an after-school job in addition to that diner. So we always had our own money for stuff like that. Diabetic, so no choice but watching the carbs. That would be very tough for me. I have the same issue with the name. Yeah, it's literally just me. There's the thing where you can search on Google how many people have my name. It's just me. Yes, work at 12. A lot of us did. Not only did we work at 12, Amy, we babysat at like 9, whether for money or just to watch our siblings. We did that stuff early. I just put out a new video if you guys haven't seen it. Apparently the thumbs up emoji is still making the rounds for being offensively annoying. Hey, Peanut, what's up? Not too much. So I think I've asked you before. This is Cleo. If you text me and say, Baba, I'm going to stay at my friend's house, is that okay? Can I come home in an hour instead of now? And I say, sure, babe. And I give you a thumbs up emoji. Is it really a problem?
No.
No. But do you know some kids that think it is a problem? Because I'm seeing a lot of it.
It depends on how you say it.
It depends on how we say it? Like, what do you mean? Yeah, my parents supposedly put money away from me.
I don't know.
See, because what they say is that it's a conversation stopper. They think that it's our way of being dismissive. So when they're talking to us and we're done talking, we give them the thumbs up. And that just, no, it used to mean okay, Amy Jane. And yes, of course it still means okay. I'm not willing to cede to them what it means. It means okay. We're not talking about, though, what it means. We're talking about what these idiots think it means. And I said in the video, this isn't a Gen X versus Gen Z or Gen X versus millennial thing. It's Gen X versus morons thing. You're a moron. If you're offended, if what it takes to offend you is a thumbs up emoji, you got bigger things to worry about. So yes, it means okay, but that's not the way they take it. They think that it's us ending a conversation prematurely with finality and aggression, which is also why they don't like the period. Because when we put a period at the end of the sentence, if you look at the video, the person doing his level best to teach me what's wrong with periods says that it's like slamming the door on somebody's face. We're metaphorically slamming a door on their face. We're ending the conversation and saying we're done. So you're not supposed to use periods either.
I've never been like on this before. It's so weird to me. It's like lopsided. It's like
because it's so this, like, you can read that it's the right way. I always have the camera flipped so that it's not backwards. On YouTube, on TikTok, it's backwards. On YouTube, it's not.
I try to see like.
So if you raise your right hand, it looks like you're raising your left.
Yeah.
It always meant good. It always meant all
Okay,
good.
back.
All right, sweetheart. You know, I was born in 75. All I see is the Fonz. I ended the video with the Fonz because he was always the thumbs up. But it's ridiculous. Trust me, you don't want to miss a period. I think most Gen X, well, I'm not even going to get into that. Proper punctuation makes things clear. Who was it that once added something on my post? He said, proper punctuation is the difference between let's eat grandma and let's eat grandma. But they find it aggressive, and it's not a joke. They really do think it's aggressive, and I really do think they're morons for feeling that way. And I usually don't attack. This video is a little attacky because I'm like, you don't get to change what things mean. It is not today's version of the middle finger. Well, if we want to give you the middle finger, we'll give you the middle finger. We're not shy about telling you to go fuck yourself. I don't curse a lot. I save it for emphasis. When you hear me curse 2 or 3 times through a live or once in a great while on a video, I do it for emphasis. But yeah, no. My son is Gen Z. He doesn't get all this. I don't think it's the vast majority of them. I think it's a very loud minority of them. And I think it's a way for them to differentiate themselves from us. Maybe they're doing it purposely to try to be set aside from us. I don't know. I don't get it. The camera's nice. Thank you. I just literally bought it today. It is weird that it flips. Did your comments come through? Jojo, there's a lot of comments falling through, so I'm sorry if I missed one. I'm also going live on YouTube currently, so I'm reading both sides of the situation right now. It's because grammar is not so aggressively taught in school. I think it is. It's just the difference between grammatically, hey, Flower Child from Buffalo. It's the difference between trying to be grammatically correct in a formal sense and conversationally casual. And I get that. My fingers automatically go to the period, especially when I'm typing on an actual computer. Hey, Porch Dork Shannon, good to see you. I didn't realize you had changed your name. Salt in the Sea, good to see you. Been a long time. How are you? So I get being conversational and I get being casual, but I still end up putting commas and periods from time to time, just the way it is. My kid is Gen Z too, but he acts more like his parents, both of whom are Gen X. My youngest doesn't like to hear this, but she is fallen out of Gen Z. You know how they play with the dates a little bit based on the size of the generation? She's actually the oldest of the alphas now because she was born in January in 2012. She doesn't like it. She wants to be a Z. And I keep telling her, you really don't. You really don't.
Well,
Gen Z is really having a hard time with life. And they're not kids. They're not babies. Some of them are. So the youngest are 13, but the oldest are like 26. They're out there working with us. And a lot of them are cool. And a lot of them are great. Thank you, Aaron. I appreciate that. But some of them it's just too much.
I had to take my hair down.
You had to take your hair down?
Yeah,
This one's starting school in
ponytail too tight.
2 weeks. Do you guys have kids starting school?
No.
Do any of you have school-age kids anymore? Like, I have a 12-year-old, which I think a lot of Gen X is in that weird mode where some of us that had kids later into our childhood, we like, I have a 20-year-old. My oldest is 20, but we also have a 12-year-old. So the 8 years that we were having kids still has us having a young one right now. Lucky says mine are all grown now. Youngest is 19. Josh said mine are all grown. Son just had his 40th birthday today. That's crazy. Amy Jane's got 26 and 17, 21 and 18 for Aaron. Really, Aaron? 21 and 18? Wow, that went fast. 22, 29. My oldest is 18 and my youngest is 5. Jared and Carla, how old are you guys, if you don't mind my asking? Slugs Tube coming in with 33, 31, 26, 5, and 1. Can I ask the obvious question? Is it all the same marriage? That's crazy. What's going on, Chief? Good to see you. So we run the gamut. Aaron's got 2, 10, 12, and 17. I'm that boomer babysitter, y'all, who relates more to Gen X than boomers. Everyone's welcome. 41 and 37. All right. So you guys are Zennials and elder millennials right in the middle. That's very cool. I'll tell you what, so the reason we have a 20 and an 8 and a 12-year-old, 8 years difference between them, is we really struggled with having a second child. My wife had 2 preterm losses and 6 miscarriages between our 2 kids. And then the one you just saw, that Cleo that you just saw, was born 1 pound, 12 ounces. She was about 3.5 months early. My wife delivered at 25 weeks. So it took us a long time to have number 2. And we just didn't want to stop trying as long as we were able to keep trying. So we had a kid late, but I will tell you, I'm glad we did, in a sense. It keeps me young. Chasing her around at 12 when I'm at 54. Damn, I was almost going to say 52. Out you Pixies, 27, 32, 37. It keeps me young. A lot of her friends' parents are our friends, so they're a little younger than us, so that works out for me. You can sit here. I'm not saying anything wrong. So she'll be starting school soon, going into the 7th grade, which means I'll be doing math soon. Did any of you, what are you yapping about? I was just going to start yapping about the fact that when she starts school.
Wait, who said that?
Chief, CB Chief. He's a guy I met here in Charlotte.
Oh.
I will tell you that I honestly feel when she goes back to school, it feels like I'm going back to school. I always hated. You look like a pretty cool dad, Cleo. Am I a pretty cool dad? Yeah. I really hated when my kids go back to school because I feel like I'm going back. I love when they're home for the summer. When she has homework, I feel like I have homework. When she has school projects, I feel like I have school projects, which is a little different than the way things were when we were growing up. I don't know about all of y'all, but my parents didn't really help me too much with homework. Kayla says 41, not a millennial, 5, 4, 15, and 20. Regardless of where you fall into the years, Kayla or anybody else, if you relate more closely with stuff that I talk about, then you're welcome here. YouTube especially skews younger for me. The 35 to 45-year-olds following me they actually outnumber the 55 and ups. So I love the fact that you guys are here. And if you relate to this stuff, so much the better. But yeah, I never got help with homework. Number 1, Sea Beach, Fort Mill, Charlotte area. I did not get help with homework. And the very few times my father did decide to help me out, it was never a good thing. Ever, 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 ever a good thing. Because people talk about how the day that, the moment you have to hold the flashlight for your father while he's like fixing something, that was a bad day. Dad helping me with homework was god awful because number 1, he did it differently. And old math, new math, his level of patience. Am I patient when I help you with your homework?
Yeah, you're patient.
I'm patient. My patience runs out sometimes.
Patient, I guess.
It runs out sometimes, but I try really hard to stay patient. I try, and I can feel when it's slipping away from me. And then I always tell her, if you're not learning the way I'm teaching, it's not your fault. It's mine. My job is to find a way to teach you something the way you learn it, not force you to learn the way I teach. But my dad, my mom, never, ever did they really help with that. And then beyond that, did you guys ever get up late? Like your parents would ask you while you were watching The Wonderful World of Disney or you were watching Greatest American Hero, and your parents are like, do you have any homework? And we lied. We're like, no, I don't have any homework. Because we wanted to watch Greatest American Hero. So we lied. And after our parents went to sleep, I know for me, I would wait for them to go to sleep. And then I would get up and do my homework like at 2 a.m, quietly in my room, just because I didn't want to do it when they wanted me to do it. That was a constant thing for me. Or Gen X Jen says, did it on the bus. And then the teacher yelled at us because our handwriting was horrible, bouncing around on the bus. If you walked to school, that became difficult. Cindy Buckner says my stepdad tried. My dad was big on, I worked all day, and that was his job. School was my job. And that's just the way it was. Orange Cone says I did my homework in the walk-in closet so they couldn't see the light on. Doreen says I did it in class afterwards, so I didn't have to bring it home. Always did homework during recess, little lunch. I had an algebra teacher that only collected homework occasionally. See, that's the other thing. I don't believe in homework. Like, I really, as a parent and as a former kid, I don't believe in homework. I don't think it should exist. Because if the idea is to reinforce what was taught in class, that's one thing. But I don't know about you guys with your kids, but often my daughter comes home with homework that she doesn't know how to do. She didn't learn what she needed to do in school in order to be able to do it. So in that case, I'm like, no. The job wasn't done in school. The job wasn't done in class. Don't send it home to me, because then we're going to have a problem. I don't believe in homework. Do you like homework?
No, and it's like we have 7 hours to do home, and half the time we're just doing like partner work or like just random stuff sometimes, and we're not even doing our.
And I'll tell you what, since COVID, I have the greatest respect for teachers. I really, truly do. Yeah, I love that, Aaron. Aaron Michelle says the only thing I send home is incomplete classwork. I truly love that. That's awesome. Since COVID, we have noticed a bit of a shift. A lot of her work is learned, completed, and graded on her computer. It's as if she wasn't in school at all. She comes home telling me, well, I asked the teacher how to do it, and she said, well, you've got your videos. Go back to the video and look at it again. And that frustrates me a little bit, because I mean, I could learn that way. I'm fine learning that way. My brothers weren't. Everyone's just different. But speaking of learning things, I thought we could have a little bit of fun since she joined us here. I want to see what questions you guys have in terms of songs. And I want you to quiz my 12-year-old on some of our 80s songs and see what her knowledge of those songs is. Because there are times, if you've got kids, when we were her age, okay, so at 12, it was 82 for me, okay? In 1982, I was not listening to music from 40 years earlier. I was not listening to music from 1942. But I got to tell you, our kids today in 2024 are absolutely listening to 40-year-old music. They are listening to our stuff. So start throwing out some song. Ooh, Rock Me Amadeus. I don't know that one. Do you know that one? Amadeus. You know what? We can utilize.
Don't come at me. I don't know.
Don't come at me, she says.
I don't know.
You know a lot.
I don't know.
So let me pull up a second. I'm going to pull up a second computer. So hold steady, guys. And I'm going to.
Read these comments.
Yep, you read the comments. And the REM tune. I bet she knows some.
I love rock and roll.
By Pat Benatar. You know that one? Mm-hmm. So if you guys give me titles, I will. All right. Oh, I saw a good one. I'm going to pop in a good one.
I'd stop the world and with you.
Give me a second. Don't look. You don't look. You back down where you were. Get off of the comments.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You get off of the comments.
Okay.
First song.
I know this song.
Here we go. This was the first. I saw somebody recommended this one. Oh, it's. Do you know who this is?
It's Prince.
It's who?
Prince.
It's Prince. It is Prince. Do you know the song?
Yes.
What song is it?
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. All right. So she knew Prince, Purple Rain. She got that one. That was a good one. I'm going to do that one. Okay, Cleo, you got to look. Turn away.
Okay.
Let's try this one. Don't look.
I'm not.
Don't peek.
I'm not.
No peeking.
Just look at my face.
Building your online business?
I love this song.
Yeah, this is a great song. 3, 2, 1.
Set up your store on a single
All right, here we go. Think of my favorite song. It wouldn't be long. It was with me. Yeah, me. Do you know that one?
Yeah.
And I just got a warning on YouTube that if I keep playing music, it's going to bounce me. That was I Love Rock and Roll. Every Rose Has Its Thorns. That's a good one. That was Pat Benatar. I Love Rock and Roll. She knows what's a there's a band called Aha. Do you know that?
I never heard of it.
Never heard of a band called Aha? They do a song called Take On Me.
Oh, take on.
Yeah, so she knows that one. Take Me On. How about Brittany? I didn't know Brittany did a version. Yes, she knew Take On Me. How about Cyndi Lauper? Do you know who Cyndi Lauper is? What does she sing?
Music. I don't know.
How about Girls Just Want to Have
Fun.
You know that song?
Yes.
Yes. How about Madonna? Do you know who Madonna is?
Yes.
Yeah. They know a lot of our stuff. She's a little nervous now. She's being, but Walk Like an Egyptian. She knows that
Oh,
one.
cool.
Did I say Pat Benatar? My wife just corrected me. I meant to say Joan Jett. Apparently, I said Pat Benatar. My wife is all things music. She knows more music than I do. Hey, Shell, what's going on? Michelle Underwood is in the house over on the TikTok side of things. Good to see you, sweetheart. Stacy says, one night in Bangkok. Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Ain't no one to slow me down.
Yeah.
Oh, you know that one. You know where they know a lot of this stuff from? They watch TikTok like we watched MTV, but instead of being 11-minute long videos like Thriller, it's 1 minute long. But they really introduced themselves to a lot of our music that way. Joan covered it? I didn't know Joan covered it. I thought it was hers. Definitely the best version I know. How about Total Eclipse of the Heart?
I don't know by the name. Maybe I'll know it.
I think you would know it. Movie-wise, she's seen a lot of our 80s movies. I see people are flipping to movies. We've watched Airplane together, and I regretted that instantly. But it was PG in my defense. It'd been a lot of years since I'd seen Airplane, and in my defense, it was rated PG. So I thought that meant parental guidance, and I was the parent, and I was guiding her towards watching Airplane. Big mistake.
Oh, someone said E.T.
Thank you, Ice Wine. E.T., have we watched E.T.?
Yes.
We watched.
I never want to watch it again.
She never wants to watch it again. It made her sad.
And it made me like scared.
And it made her
I don't like his
scared.
face. I don't
She doesn't like his face.
it.
Loopy After Dark, I'm a bad dad in that I've never had her see Never Ending Story because I don't think I can watch that again.
Is it too sad?
There's just a scene in it that kills me every time. We did see
Then
if you tell my daughter that Thomas J can't see without his glasses, she knows what that means.
That movie. Oh, man.
That movie made her bawl her eyes out. Breakfast Club, still a little bit beyond her right now. I haven't done it yet. Yeah, I love Never Ending Story too, but again, the scene. Ferris Bueller we've watched together, I think. Susan York, how are you? The Fly? Yeah, no. But my girl just made her cry. Karate Kid, we've seen all three together. We saw all the Back to the Futures. She loves the Back to the Futures. She liked E.T., just made her sad. When she thought he died, she bawled her eyes out. Michelle Lip, because if I can watch Beaches, I can handle Never Ending Story. That's me. I can. Has she watched The Goonies more than once?
And I want to let the people know about I'm not gonna say what it is, but the episodes that are coming up.
The episodes that are coming up? Okay, so I've got a video coming up. It is actually my first endeavor in producing long-form video, long-form structured video. And it's basically me and another creator that happens to be in Charlotte. We met up in Ballantyne, which is South Charlotte. And we met at a Goodwill in Ballantyne and decided to have what we call a thrift store throwdown.
Yeah.
And the rules were that there were two of us. We were each given $20, 20 minutes, and had to create or had to go get the best Gen X era haul we could, looking through t-shirts, looking through clothes, movies and music and everything inside that thrift store. We just went nuts running around in there. There was a little bit of cheating. Not going to say who cheated. There may have been an assault. Somebody may have been physically accosted, but we had a really great time. And the video is about 14 minutes long. And for somebody used to just throwing up 1 minute reels and TikToks and stuff like that, I really enjoyed doing it. And it's going to premiere this Friday night at 8 p.m. over on my YouTube channel, because that's where long form video tends to do the best. And she actually decided to watch it, which surprised me because at first she thought it would be too long. So go ahead, hon. What do you think? Be honest.
Oh my God. It was so entertaining.
Yeah?
You guys are not ready. It was like, I thought it was going to be like, not that great, but like, because it's like GenX stuff I don't know, but then I was like, oh my God, this is actually very entertaining.
She enjoyed it.
I watched all of it, but my dad was in the middle of editing it, so I couldn't really watch all of it.
You saw it all. That was after the fact. Yeah. Has she
After-
seen Lost Boys?
after.
Not yet. Cleo, do you like Monty Python? I got to show her Monty Python tab. I have not shown her that yet. You should put it up here too. I will, Michelle. I'm just going to premiere it on YouTube first. It's going to go as a live premiere. YouTube has this thing. So Friday night, 8 p.m. If you guys go to my YouTube channel, you're going to see a countdown. And then the video will premiere live, meaning that I'll be in the chat. I'll make sure that Wimberly's in the chat. And as you guys are watching it for the first time, we'll watch it with you. Tapaholic says, I've seen Beetlejuice. There's a version of Beetlejuice coming out right now. And actually somebody who I'm a mutual with on Instagram wrote it. And you guys might be surprised if you liked Wednesday, the series Wednesday, he wrote that. He also helped co-produce and co-create Smallville, if you like that. And he wrote Beetlejuice.
I'll be right back, guys. I'm gonna go eat.
Have we seen Princess? I'm gonna come down and eat in a minute
Wait,
too.
Princess what?
Have you seen Princess Bride? As
Yes,
you
I love
wish.
that
We saw Princess Bride together.
was
Will
so
it be available to
sad.
watch when the live is over? It will be. And Wanda, I loved Smallville too. I am like a fanboy when it comes to all things Smallville. I watched it with my oldest daughter when she was about her age. I'll probably introduce it to her next. But Smallville is, I absolutely loved it. Labyrinth at all? Not while he's wearing those pants, Loopy. I'll have to, like, for her to see it, it'll have to be from the waist up because
Sound of Music. I've
Sound of Music
seen
you've
it in
seen.
chorus, but I'm not a big fan of it. I don't know.
You're not a big fan of it?
It was a bit boring for me.
Short Circuit, good movie.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
Have I seen Sliders? I did. I watched every season of Sliders. The thing I like about Smallville was the reimagining and the fact that Tom Welling, although he was playing a high schooler, is one of us. He's a Gen Xer, as is as are most of the characters. So I would love to get them on an interview at some point. That would be awesome. But yes, the video will play, and she has seen Sandlot more than once. Stand By Me more than once. Sliders was awesome. I enjoyed it. Karate Kid, she's seen. Muppet Show, she's seen. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, definitely. They do a podcast, Loopy, and I watch it. I just want to get them on my podcast. That would be like bucket list level stuff for me. Have I ever seen Strange Brew? I have. She has not, Colin. Who Framed Roger Rabbit, says CB. Thank you, by the way, Colin. I appreciate that. She has seen Bad News Bears. And the funny thing about Bad News Bears, and here's where I'll end it. This has been a great test. I think the camera works really well. I think I'm going to continue this way. But Bad News Bears, she was shocked because Walter Matthau actually has a scene where he's driving the kids around in his car, handing out beers. Thank you for the follow, guys. He's literally handing out beers as the kids are climbing back and forth over the seats in their car, drinking and driving. No seat belts, kids smoking, kids drinking, PG rated movie. Her jaw was on the floor. She's like, did you grow up like this? I'm like, well, we didn't really drink with our parents at 12. They let us have sips, while we were refreshing their beer or bringing them a beer. But seatbelts, no seatbelts. Yeah, that was a thing. She really has a hard time. Yeah, the cussing was incredible. I mean, I got a beer, Marantha. I did. When we were little, I've got pictures of me as a toddler holding a beer. Is The Witches too creepy for her? She saw and loved Escape from and Escape to Witch Mountain, and I love those. I did watch Supernatural. Stand By Me was one of my favorite movies. Actually, one of my favorite books, too. I really like the short story, The Body by Stephen King on that one. They had Tom Wopat and John Schneider. I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out. Lost Boys, awesome movie. Gleaming the Cube with Christian Slater. Awesome movie. Good soundtrack, too. Second Wizard of Oz movie? I don't think I've seen the second. I've read the book. I didn't realize there was a movie. I got one of me at 3 with a beer. Listen, you're not a Gen Xer, a true Gen Xer, unless somewhere in your photo album there's a picture of you or a sibling holding a beer and a cigarette. They thought that was hilarious for some reason. Kayla, I could not agree more. Awesome movies. Heather's, absolutely for sure. And Kayla, that is actually your 20th super on a live stream. So if everybody can celebrate Kayla, what that basically means is she just continues to support my show, support the live, support by throwing out these supers, which are basically like tips or gifts for those of you on TikTok. This would be Kayla's 20th gift. Appreciate you so much. But I think that's probably about it. Listen, for those of you on YouTube, tomorrow night is Tuesday. Tuesday on YouTube is Bring My Followers to Work Day for me. So I go to work, and at 7 o'clock, we have trivia at the bar that I work at. And I just turn my phone on, turn the chat on, and it's kind of like an old school AOL chat room. I come in and out, but for the most part, it's Michelle and Stacy and some of the subscribers, followers, Gen Xers that I've got moderating the discussion. And you guys just all get a chance to kind of hang out with yourselves and turn it into an AOL chat room while playing trivia with me and the people at the bar. We will throw some questions specifically out to you guys so that you feel like you're vested and involved. But that's this Tuesday and almost every Tuesday on YouTube. Bring My Followers to Work with Tuesday night trivia, AOL chat room style. So if you got nothing better to do and you want to meet some other followers, we usually get a good amount of people in there, and it starts at Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Otherwise, Friday at 8 is the next time I will see you. After that, hopefully, again on YouTube for the launch of Thrift Store Throwdown. See you Tuesday, Kayla. Love you guys. Be good. Be safe. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Now I just got to turn it off. Bye, YouTube. Bye, TikTok. Okay, give me a minute. All right, TikTok is out. Doreen, goodbye. Marantha, goodbye. Paula, goodbye. JD, goodbye. Susan, goodbye. Red, goodbye. John, goodbye. Michelle, love you. See you later. Val's, love you. Kristen, love you. Cindy, love you. Loopy, thank you. Are they from Buffalo? No, they're actually not. They're from here, but I will talk on Friday. I might do a YouTube live just to talk about our Back to the 716. August 22nd through the 24th. Hey, Lisa, I see you. Happy to have you new. August 22nd to the 24th. Just a reminder, we will be up in Buffalo. We'll be filming a documentary, Back to the 716, where me and a buddy of mine, both of us in our 50s, are going to revisit our 20s. We're going to walk the steps that we had in our 20s and just hit the bars, the restaurants, the diners, and dives that we did in Buffalo back in the 90s. And we're going to film it and create a documentary around it and hoping it's going to be awesome. Love you guys. See you soon.